Do you like mysteries? To wander through the enigmatic mist of the inexplicable? Great. I'm Murk, and here you'll find what you're looking for. Welcome to my domains. The truth dissolves into the mist.
Deep beneath the surface of the world, in the hidden veins of rivers and lakes, something ancient stirs. Across Asia, from India to Thailand, from Cambodia to Japan, whispers speak of a being neither god nor beast, but something in between, the Naga. Known as the king of serpents, it is said to guard treasures, sacred places, and secrets older than humanity itself. But legends have a way of bleeding into reality, and when they do, the results are often terrifying. To understand the legend of the Naga, we must go back thousands of years, to a time when humans still believed that every river, every cave, and every storm had a spirit. In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, the Nagas are divine serpent beings, half human, half snake, who dwell in subterranean realms called the Patala. They are said to be powerful, beautiful, and deadly, capable of both blessing and destroying mortals. But while some worship them as protectors, others fear them as vengeful gods of the underworld. In ancient texts like the Mahabharata, Nagas are described as possessing immense knowledge and magical abilities. Their king Vasuki is said to have wrapped himself around Mount Mandara to help the gods churn the ocean of milk, releasing the elixir of immortality. Yet in many stories, their nature is far from benevolent. The Naga can bring drought, disease, and misfortune to those who disturb their realm. It's said that their wrath is triggered when humans build too close to sacred waters or destroy ancient shrines dedicated to them. But legends evolve. As centuries passed, the stories of the Naga spread across borders and merged with local folklore. In Thailand and Laos, the Mekong River became known as the dwelling place of the Naga king, Phayanack. Villagers claim to have seen glowing orbs rise from the river each year, a phenomenon that science calls natural gas combustion, but locals believe are the fiery breath of Nagas celebrating the Buddhist Lent, death. And here I ask you, viewer, what would you believe if you saw spheres of red fire rising silently from the depths of a river? Science or something ancient trying to speak? Reports of Naga sightings continue to this day. In 2019, fishermen along the Mekong recorded strange underwater movements, enormous shadows gliding beneath their boats. Government officials dismissed the claims as sturgeon or giant catfish. But locals whispered another explanation. The Naga were restless, angered by dams disrupting their sacred waters. Archaeological evidence only deepens the mystery. Temples across Southeast Asia feature carvings of serpents coiling around doorways, guarding the threshold between worlds. In Angkor Wat, Cambodia, hundreds of Naga statues line the causeways, as if to remind those who enter that they walk on sacred ground. And in some remote villages, offerings of rice, incense, and snakeskins are still made to appease these ancient beings. But perhaps the most chilling accounts are those of people who claim to have encountered the Naga not as myth, but as reality. In the mountains of northern Thailand, there are stories of divers who vanished in underwater caves, their equipment later found shredded, as if slashed by enormous scales. Others speak of hearing deep, rhythmic vibrations beneath the water before seeing two golden eyes staring back at them from the dark. And then there are the dreams. Locals say that when the Naga chooses you, it first appears in visions, a serpent coiled in gold, whispering your name. Some believe these dreams are a blessing, a sign that one will gain wisdom or wealth. But others say it is a curse, a warning that the Serpent King has marked you as his own. So tell me, what would you do if you dreamed of the Naga tonight? Would you see it as a sign, or a shadow following you from the depths. Legends say the Naga king does not merely rule over the waters. He guards treasures not of gold, but of forbidden knowledge. Ancient texts lost to mankind, artifacts that could reshape civilizations, hidden beneath temples, within labyrinths of stone and coral. The Naga's hoard is said to sleep untouched, but those who seek it never return. As we continue deeper into this mystery, one thing becomes clear. The Naga is more than myth. It is a symbol of power, temptation, and the fine line between divinity and damnation. And the further we follow its trail, the closer we come to the edge of something humanity was never meant to awaken. To understand the true depth of the Naga myth, we must descend even further into the places where history and darkness intertwine. The stories say that the Naga king's realm lies beneath the 7 layers of the earth, a vast kingdom made of shimmering gems, rivers of mercury, and palaces carved from the bones of ancient gods. It is said that only monks with pure hearts can reach this realm through meditation, and those who do never wish to return. But what if the Naga's world isn't entirely spiritual? Some believe it hides beneath our own vast tunnel systems under Asia, stretching thousands of kilometers, connecting temples, caves, and forgotten ruins. Archaeologists in India and Thailand have discovered mysterious passageways carved deep into rock, leading nowhere, as if they were meant for beings that didn't walk upright. Could these have been the paths of the Naga, or something else entirely? In 2015, an excavation near Varanasi uncovered a statue unlike any other, a humanoid figure wrapped in coiling serpents, with eyes made of sapphire. The artifact was dated to over 2,000 years old, but its craftsmanship seemed far too advanced. What made it even stranger was that the statue appeared warm to the touch, as if something inside it pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. The artifact disappeared soon after, locked away in a private collection, and all official records of it were erased. And here, I ask you again, when the truth threatens belief, who decides what the world is allowed to see? The Naga's influence doesn't stop in Asia. Across the ocean, in the myths of Mesoamerica, we find Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god of the Aztecs, who brought knowledge and fire to mankind. Could it be that the Naga and Quetzalcoatl are fragments of the same forgotten entity, being worshipped under different names across civilizations, separated by oceans and time? The parallels are haunting. Both are described as serpents who move between worlds. Both are teachers and destroyers. Both vanish, promising to return when the world has forgotten its origins. If you look closer, you'll see how the symbol of the serpent repeats itself throughout human history, from the caduceus of Hermes to the Ouroboros, the serpent devouring its own tail, representing eternity. It's almost as if the serpent is humanity's oldest shadow, following us from the beginning of time, reminding us of something we once knew but chose to forget. But perhaps the most disturbing aspect of the Naga legend is how it refuses to stay confined to mythology. In 2001, deep-sea researchers exploring the Bay of Bengal recorded low-frequency sounds unlike anything known to marine. Science, rhythmic, intelligent, almost like a chant. Their equipment malfunctioned moments later. When analyzed, the audio bore strange harmonic structures similar to ancient Sanskrit hymns. The files were classified. Locals along the riverbanks continue to tell stories of men who vanished after mocking the Nagas, of children who claimed to see glowing scales in the water at night, of offerings made in secret just to keep the rivers calm. And maybe, just maybe, those traditions continue because the people know something the rest of us have forgotten. You see, the Naga is not merely a creature, it's a mirror. It reflects our own hunger for power, our arrogance in thinking we control nature, our curiosity that always digs too deep. And legends say that when the balance of the world is broken, when humans destroy too much, the Naga king will rise again, bringing with him storms, floods, and the cleansing of fire and water. So, if one day the rivers begin to boil, if lightning strikes the same place again and again, remember the name Naga, beak, because maybe the king of serpents never truly left. Maybe he's simply waiting for us to summon him once more. And I ask you, watcher of mysteries, if the Naga returned tonight, would humanity kneel in fear, or reach out its hand, hoping to make a deal with a god that never forgives?
Did you like this mystery? And what is your theory? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed it, then like and share. I'm Murk, and I'll be waiting for you in the next mystery.